video. Don't mind whatever in the back, and the sun might come in and out a bit, but I want to talk about a little bit of things I wish I knew when I became spiritual, just because I feel like there was many tips that I would have loved to have, and I didn't. So I just want to, give y'all some tips, So I did definitely write them down. So first things first, it's okay to take breaks, but don't become stagnant. And I trying to, all these are stuff that I'm trying to live by right now, I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like I'm still beginner. I'm like intermediate. I'm not beginner no more, but I'm not like, there. I can't say, well, yeah, I am spiritual, but I can't say like, you could come to me for expertise, spiritual advice about anything. Like, I could give advice to a beginner. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? But, the first thing, so it's okay to take breaks, but don't become stagnant. What I mean by that is, for example, for me, I feel like a lot of us now have ADHD, and I definitely have ADHD, where I have these times where I'll be hyper focused on something and that only, and that becomes with me. Like, you see that a lot with me when it comes to my spirituality. But I try to change. I try to not be so hyper fixated on it all the time. So, like, for example, the first time I really got introduced to spirituality is in 7th grade. And I'm now just saying I'm intermediate, because I took a break, I came back, took a break again, came back. Every time I come back, I'm learning a little bit more. I'm inputting something else and something new into, what I do. It's not just, okay, I come back and I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. No, I'm trying to make sure I learn new things, I input new things in my life. Like, I started listening to podcasts. I started, that's helpful and would help me. I meditate, I journal. I do a lot of different things now. Even spiritual baths, which is a thing that's on my channel. And I feel like stuff like that, like just integrating things slowly but surely. Like, you don't have to force it at all. Do not force it. If it's not meant for you, it's gonna come to you when it's meant for you. That's the main thing. That's what helped me kind of calm down and know, like, okay, Amani, you don't have to fiend for it. Like, it's going, when the next step arrives, the next step will arrive. You know what I'm saying? But oh, okay, it's getting real dark. There you go. Next thing I wrote down was incorporate little things into your everyday life first before uprooting everything. And what I mean by that is, well, I mean, self-explanatory, but to break it down, don't just, say, for example, I just listed off meditating, journaling, spiritual baths, listening to podcasts. You don't have to do that all at once, all the time. You definitely do not have to do that. Just input little things in your everyday life. Like, for example, you could just take 10 minutes to meditate in the morning and at night. Or when you have a little free time, just listen to a podcast, Or maybe you don't even feel like doing any of that day. You don't have to. Like, do not force yourself. I feel like a lot of these things should come natural to you. So whenever you feel like doing it, you should do it. I live off of don't force yourself to do anything that, doesn't feel right. So if it doesn't feel right to do it right then and there, especially with me, because I have ADHD, if I cannot focus on meditating, if I don't really want to meditate, I'm not going to meditate. Like, I physically will not meditate because I cannot focus on it. But yeah, and I feel like you don't want to uproot everything, especially because you want to integrate it, and you don't want to just become overpowered and overbeared by all that spiritual. You know what I'm saying? You want to take it step by step, little by little. You know what I'm saying? Just dip your foot in the pond first. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? The sun's back. But what the next point I wanted to make was that you need to find what spirituality means for you. to you, not for anybody else, but for you. Hold on, let me fix the lighting. You need to figure out what spirituality will mean for you, and what it does mean for you. You know what I'm saying? Because people, there's a lot of resources, abundance of resources out there that you can go off of. But really and truly, it really doesn't matter if you don't believe that. Everybody believes spirituality is you know, it's a different journey for everybody else, and I feel like it has a different meaning for everybody else. What spirituality means to me might not mean the same thing that it means to you. We definitely have certain things in common, but like I said, for example, some people are spiritual and they still believe in God, or they're spiritual but they still look up to God, as like the higher power or whatever it may be. Or they'll be spiritual or they'll still read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like they intertwine both of those things. Some people don't intertwine both of those things. Spirituality really is different for everybody else. Like it really is different for each individual. So you need to figure out what it means for you, and to me, I feel like that's the main thing I wanted to achieve is what is becoming spiritual achieve for me? What does that do for me? You know what I'm saying? Is it to become happy? Does becoming spiritual makes you happy? You know what I'm saying? For me, that was like one of the main things was that it made me happy. Like that is the one thing that I found that actually cured my depression. Like I had depression for many years, and I was like, I just don't understand. Like I just can't get over it. Like it won't go away. I had long-term depression, as a therapist mentioned to me. Spirituality was the thing that kind of helped me let go of that. And I definitely still have problems, don't get me wrong, but now I'm able to look positively on things, you know what I'm saying? Instead of looking just on the negative of everything. So that's kind of what spirituality is for me. But maybe spirituality is something different for you. Like I said, it's different for everybody else. But I would definitely feel like that's one of the main things you should like try to look for and achieve to find when becoming spiritual. But don't like beat yourself up about it if you don't figure it out. You don't need to, but it does like help you find like, to me, I feel like it helps you find a purpose within spirituality and know what you're looking for, and things like that. This is the next point / similar to this point, but for me, I was also questioning my religion when I became spiritual. But if you know exactly what religion you fall under, I definitely will. This is just my opinion because I feel like I never had anybody to kind of guide me in the right direction. I had peers who are also spiritual who definitely helped me, but I wouldn't say they guided me. You know what I'm saying? They definitely were like people I could talk to, and like, I'd love to have like a little spiritual conversation or something, but I would never say they really guided me, except my teacher in 7th grade who brought me into all of this in the first place. But I feel like what helps would be if you were to, for example, if you are a Christian and you want to be spiritual, look into things that combine the two. Or for example, if you're Indian or you're Hindu or something like that, and you're spiritual, combine the two. Or you're becoming spiritual, combine the two. Or, maybe even I think you should combine the two when it comes to your culture and your spirituality. Because for me at least, it was easy to do that because I feel like there's a lot of resources that are there for that because I'm Indian and Jamaican. So I feel like I could have went to Rastafarianism and that could have helped me out. Or I could have went to Hinduism or Buddhism, and that could have helped me out, if you know what I'm saying. But if you aren't so cultured, if your culture isn't so much spiritually if I could speak, spiritually connected to the spirituality world, then I guess you can overlook this point. But I think that would have really helped me if I wasn't questioning my religion in the first place. But yeah. The next point is, and this is maybe my personal opinion, but I definitely think the first thing you should try to start out with is meditation. Either journaling or meditation. And if you start journaling, that's great. But I think the next step could be meditation. Or if you don't journal yet, definitely start with meditation, because I feel like the main thing when it comes to spirituality is being present within yourself. And I think a lot of us are so wrapped up in our heads that meditation is literally meditation is supposed to clear your mind. And I think I had my spiritual awakening by meditating. And guided meditations, y'all. Guided meditations are chef kiss when you're a beginner. I'm telling you, guided meditations is the way to go. To me at least, I think it helped so much. And honestly, if you can't sleep, girl, put on a good guided meditation. It guides you right to take a nap. But it clears your mind so much that you are able to just fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? And then, so if you did start out journaling, or you are gonna start out journaling, you can journal, get your feelings out, and then meditate afterwards. That would be a good practice to start, just starting out, without doing any research, anything like that. Because I feel like I was a little overwhelmed too when it comes to like, okay, where do I start? There's so many things that's there. Where should I start? Like, should I read a book first? Should I do this? Should I do that? And there, like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of resources out there, so you really it's overwhelming. So if I could think of the word, my recommendation is to start with meditation or journaling, or combine the two. My next point would be to surround yourself with a community. Even if you don't have any friends or family members who are spiritual, which I was fortunate enough to have a friend or two who was spiritual, who I can talk to these things about, or I even had a cousin, or she didn't go nowhere. I have a cousin who I could talk about these things with if I really wanted to, and even a friend who's very open-minded, and I don't know if she loves to hear it, but I love talking about it, so she gonna hear it if I say it. But even watch YouTubers to bring yourself in that presence of, this is a sense of community. I'm not alone here. People share the mindset that I have. And I'll definitely list a couple YouTubers right here in the description, whatever, because I don't want you, I feel like that really helped me a lot. Like, especially having like in-person conversations with the people that I had. But like I said, if you don't have any, definitely just hop on YouTube and build a sense of community around the people that you watch. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good, to me, spiritual people who, show you or encourage you to, be a better you. And I think that's kind of what all we want. Or at least I do, because I love working on myself. I don't know what y'all, but I love working on myself. So I definitely always want to be a better me. Always want to be a better me. But yeah. The next point I want to make is that you're definitely not going to feel, and I want to make this a disclaimer, when it comes to becoming spiritual, you're not going to be positive all the time. It's not going to be happy-go-lucky, I'm happy, No, that's not, don't expect that at all. But it's more like, you're not always thinking negative. I think that's, especially when it came to me about curing my depression, I just wasn't thinking negative all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, the summer I had after I basically cured my depression, and mind you, when I did become like really, really spiritual, it was when I was at my lowest. And I think I cured my depression at that time as well, because I'm telling you, things just kept happening to me. And I was like, you know what? But it could get worse. And I wanted to feel my emotions because I had a problem too of like holding my things in and then like bursting it out later on. So I wanted to feel my emotions in the moment if I had any. And if I didn't, okay, well, it's time to move on. And if I did later on, let's journal about that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely important to remember you're not going to be positive all the time. But I think what a good mindset to have is, okay, this happened to me, but it's not going to control my day. It's not going to take over my day. It's not going to take over my life. It's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? If you want to feel it, feel it. If it really is that important to you, feel it in the moment. Let it all out and move on. And I think that's also kind of why I have it like that glass half full and not that glass half empty type of mindset. And it really, honestly and truly helped me. But I feel like when it comes to, and this is the next point, when it comes to spirituality, I feel like I'm kind of rambling now. But when it comes to spirituality, I think an important thing to remember is that you need to be open about who you want in your life, because I'm telling you, once you why can I not, I had the words in my mouth and now it's just gone. I don't know what I was trying to say. But once you mature when it comes to spirituality and you're kind of more mentally mature and you're able to think, wow, this is not how this should be. You know, you're able to kind of realize certain things. It's okay to let people go. It's okay to let people go. But think, am I just letting them go because I feel this way this moment, or are they no longer serving me purpose? And I think that can help you with your spiritual journey a lot, because you can be up here, but your friends are still down here. And if you keep them around, you're gonna end up being back here, because you are who you surround yourself with. I'm sorry to tell you, but you are who you surround yourself with. And this might not be a beginner tip, but it's just a tip just so you have, like, you know, the back of your head. I might outgrow these people, I might not, but if, look, and let me say this, if you do outgrow them, you can outgrow them and still find a place within who you are to still be friends with them. Meaning, like, okay, they might not be an everyday friend and all type of person, for all type of thing friend, but maybe they're a friend where I could still vent to my problems with and I could still listen to their problems. But, you know, on a week-to-week basis or on a month-to-month basis, you know, maybe you want to distance yourself from them a little bit. Or maybe you don't want to tell everything that you told them. Like, maybe you want to tell a little less stuff about your life to them. You know, whatever it is. Or, you know, or you could just set boundaries. Say, this is how I want our friendship to be from now on. And that's just how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Certain little things, if you really don't want to cut them, obviously you don't have to cut them off. But I'm just saying, like, you are going to feel like you've outgrown certain people. And some of these people, you're not going to be able to find any place in your life for them. It's time to just cut, snip. But some people, you definitely can still find a way to keep them in your life, but keep them at a distance, so they don't affect your progress on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if I have any more tips, I think I'm gonna make a part 2, but yo, I think that's it for the video. I hope y'all like it. Like, comment, subscribe, comment anything you want to see me do next. And yeah, bye.